Welcome to my Haze laser beam build. Now this build isn't the easiest to play, it will require a lot of aim. Yes, I actually did some aim training before this, but it is so much fun. Let me just show you how crazy this gets. This is a normal gun firing. And this is when you have everything maxed out. I'm dealing over 20,000 damage with one mag. So this is the build. We're gonna start off with Ammo Scavenger, which is kind of a must buy on Haze because mainly ammo. Like you get 15% extra ammo, a little bit of extra health, but whenever you secure or deny a soul, you get your ammo back and you get some stacking spirit power. Now Haze's guns don't deal a lot of damage, you spray a lot of bullets early and the laning phase is hard. So being able to recover a little bit of ammo while you're trying to farm souls is really good. And that's what you should just do early on. Don't go for fights because you're probably not gonna win them. Just keep your distance, get those souls, and then eventually you can go for the kill once you unlock your ultimate. So usually how I do this early is I stack fixation because this will start dealing more damage with your bullets, and for the build that we're going, bullet damage is obviously really great. Then I like upgrading the sleep dagger twice just for the cooldown reduction on it, and then just maxing out the ult because once you have your ult early you can go for so many free kills. This is usually when I start looking for an opening, and most of the times you're gonna get the kill. Your ult is also really great because your ult fires bullets, and since this build is all about stacking your bullets as strong as possible, you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage. Also, one thing I'll say about this build is that this does not have Tesla bullets or ricochet, which are very known on this character because you fire so many bullets and we're going for a lot of bullet speed, because that is just not this build. This build is just one laser beam straight fire of shots that is incredibly strong. It just frees up more slots for you to stack your bullets. Anyway, early on you also want to buy extra regen. You could change this for any other item that you think is better early game, but I've been liking extra regen just so when you get poked you can back off a bit, heal back up, and also it gives 8% more ammo. Holy shit. Basic mag, must buy on Haze again. You just want as many bullets as possible, and the weapon damage is very relevant. High velocity mag, bullet velocity is kind of relevant because you'll be poking, and so making the gun a bit more hit scan, a bit more easy to aim with is good. More bullet damage of course, and some bullet shield. It doesn't hurt. Rapid rounds, now this is the first item you buy with fire rate. We're buying most items that increase fire rate because we want to be firing our bullets as fast as possible in the clip to create our laser beam of just melting people like a knife cuts through butter. Look at how you can even just melt guardians like this so quickly. It's actually insane. I'm doing the soul. And you do that by stacking as much damage and as much fire rate because her guns already shoot pretty fast, so we can leverage that. It also gives plus 1 meter per second sprint speed, and you like a lot of mobility on Haze, which is also why we get extra stamina. And surprisingly, this also increases fire rates, so pretty good. Now this is where we enter the mid game. You want to get bullet lifesteal as fast as possible, and from this you'll feel like you can finally stabilize. Because finally all the damage and stuff that you put on your weapons you're going to be able to recover. Your mid-game items is already so strong, there's literally games that I won in 15 and 16 minutes. I've never won this fast, and I had a huge lead on everyone else. Active reload is also massive. It might take a little bit of getting used to. Once you understand that every time you reload you should check for the green bar to press your reload, this is incredibly big because again it gives plus 20% fire rate if you do it. So even more speed on your bullets. And of course extra weapon damage. And it also gives some bullet lifesteal, so more survivability. This is just incredibly good on Haze. Also, I know that there's a lot of weapon slots here that you'll be using. You need your flex slots for this. If you don't have your flex slots yet, you have to skip them. Or you could sell some early items. But these are a little bit too important right now. Because essentially you'll be filling all your flex slots with weapon items. Long range. This gives you longer range. Surprise, surprise. It also gets 20% more ammo. Again, ammo, good, and some survivability. But yeah, the bonus weapon damage from longer range is going to be good because you are playing Haze and you want to keep your distance. You're going to be very squishy with this build. You're going to not have a lot of HP or armor or things like that. So your goal is to just sneak in with a sleep dart to keep your distance and just laser people down. Swift Striker because it is more fire rate. 22% total and more ammo. Again, ammo, fire rate, all of this we want. And minus 5 bullet resist. So again, keep your distance. Superior stamina because more stamina equals good, and of course more fire rate to it. And also spirit power isn't irrelevant because with fixation you start dealing spirit power a little bit every 20 stacks, and because we have increased fire rate we're going to be dealing way more. So that's why we also like the fire rate, so we can apply this faster and make use of it faster, because if we deal spirit damage to someone while we're shooting them, we can apply some effects, which is for example bullet resist shredder. So whenever we do trigger the fixation and we deal some spirit damage, or when we we hit them with the knife, also if we sleep them, all of this applies. They will have less bullet resist, so we can melt them faster. Reducing bullet resist is pretty relevant for our build. Quicksilver reload is something I really like. I usually put it on my sleep dagger. The extra spirit damage on first hit isn't super relevant, but it reloads your weapon and has a fire rate bonus for that clip. So it's another way that you can reload your guns instantly because the reload is pretty long and you want to keep firing, obviously. And again, fire rate bonus is really massive. Fire rate is everything. Another reason I like this is because once you're buying the more important damage items late game, you can get rid of your active reload. I mainly have this because it makes your reload faster. It's way better for jungling when you're farming those souls or securing kills, and extra fire rate and lifesteal is relevant. But if you can insta reload with a sleep dagger, which is on a very short cooldown anyway, it's way better because you basically free up a weapon slot for like a spirit slot. Then Withering Whip. This is an active that I really like in this build as well because again, fire rate increase, which is a passive to it, some other stuff, but it also applies a fire rate slow and reduces bullet resist when you target someone. So if you go in for a kill, let's say you hit someone with Sleep Dart, you use Withering Whip, they have their bullet resist reduced, they attack way slower, and you just completely murder them. Now, at this point, you're already pretty strong, you should be jungling a lot, and you're basically roaming around the map. Like, you're never actively looking for kills yet unless you hit your Sleep Dagger. You're just controlling the lanes. And usually early game, you're not going to be one of the stronger characters either. You'll notice that a lot of people will have more kills and you gotta watch out. But once you get crazy with it, you can start joining team fights and absolutely shredding people. Titanic Magazine gives you 100% more ammo. This is when your ammo is gonna absolutely blow up. And it is when you probably don't even need active reload that bad anymore. So you can sell active reload already early for stuff like this. Because your very small clip early can go to like 200 bullets at some point. And that is good because you again have really fast fire rate. So you'll be going through it really quickly. Other than that, it also gives more weapon damage, which is good. And bullet resist, which, you know, doesn't hurt. Intensifying Mag. Now this is a really important item on this build because it increases your weapon damage as you continuously fire your weapon. And because we are continuously firing our weapon, because of how many bullets we have, 75% max weapon damage is insanely big. It also gives another 25% ammo, which is another reason why it's good, and 20% weapon damage. So all of these items you will notice kind of do the same thing but better. They stack more damage the more you fire, gives you more ammo, gives you more weapon damage. It's really good. Sharpshooter, this just builds on long range, so this way you can again keep your distance while still dealing a lot of damage. It gives you again more ammo and a bunch of other random stats. Burst fire, guess what? Fire rate. But you briefly gain fire rate and move speed when one of your bullets hits an enemy hero, and your bullets will be hitting enemy heroes, so you're just getting a bunch more fire rate again. You're going so fast. Headhunter, this builds onto the high velocity mag that we got early. It gives you more bullet velocity, so from longer range it's gonna be easier to hit stuff. More weapon damage, again good. Bullet shield health. But when you land a headshot, it deals bonus damage, heals you for a portion of your max HP, and briefly grants you bonus move speed. Bonus damage sounds good to me, and healing as well sounds really good because again, we're dealing a lot of fast damage, so it translates into a lot of healing. And we have Leech talking about healing. The spirit lifesteal is less relevant. It's mainly the 35% bullet lifesteal that is really big. Now if you're gonna pressure ult, you're basically just unkillable. You get some other random bonuses, but again, the 15% weapon damage is also very relevant, so it's just a really good sustain item. And we're barely using our vitality slots anyway. All our money just goes into weapon slots. But again, if you don't have your flex slots yet, you might just buy this before you buy any of these others. And then Spiritual Overflow, 20% more fire rates, 15% cooldown reduction, which is just good for your knife again and your bullet dance. Some spirit lifesteal, but you also gain bonus spirit power by charging up your bullets on enemy heroes. As spirit power, still, you deal them with fixation, but you mainly get this as well for the fire rate, and because it's an expensive weapon item, it also gives the 18% weapon damage. Important to note that every item that you buy passively also gives you bonus damage on your weapon, so that's just extra good. Now, these are items if you want to get crazy with it. If the game goes very long, you have a lot of money, you could start buying these. Usually what you sell for this is the rapid rounds because it's 9% fire rate only. You can sell the extra regen, which you could sell early already for like stun resist or more armor, but I just don't put it in here because it's kind of up to you what you want instead. And you can sell the ammo scavenger, also not super relevant, but there's just not that many spirit items that this build needs. So glass cannon plus 70% weapon damage. I don't think I need to explain why this is good. Another 10% fire rate. I also don't need to explain why this is good. but you lose 15% max health. Again, you're just gonna be a bit more squishy. Inhibitor. This gives you 25% weapon damage on a vitality item, so pretty good. But also your bullets apply movement slow and reduce the target's outgoing damage. So this makes it a lot easier to just gun someone down without them being too big of an issue. And Diviner Scavenger. This is to stack your ult. You just become basically unkillable because again, you get a bunch of bullet shield, spirit shield. You also get 20% spirit lifesteal and more cooldown reductions on your abilities. And that's the build. It's called Ben's Laser Beam if you want to try it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more of this stuff because right now nobody is. And I hope you have a good day.